Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has done the full grass, visiting all 99 counties in the state of Iowa. Yeah, you know, some of the people that I've talked to here, we're still waiting for Ramaswamy, might I add, but I've talked to some of the people who have caucused for Ramaswamy tonight, and just people who support him. They're in great spirits. I don't know if you can hear behind me, the music's bumping here. And there's dozens of people here. In less than a half an hour at 5:30, there's going to be a prayer vigil. This park is right next to McCreary Community Building, where, if you remember, we were providing you updates earlier this morning as parents were able to reunite with their students in a safe place. Continuing to follow a story from yesterday, when an Iowa judge granted an injunction on parts of Governor Kim Reynolds' education bill, preventing educators from facing punishment if some of the law's newest guidelines are not followed. The community of Perry is coming together tonight at Weiss Park, hugging each other, showing how strong they are as a community, shining a light even in some of the darkest times. You're the executive director of the Beacon, a nonprofit here in Des Moines, assisting women experiencing trauma. I'm kind of curious, if elected as representative, how could you translate some of the services you provide women at not only a state level, but also at a national level? Yes. As a superintendent of the largest school district, having a relationship with both Democratic and Republican leaders, what do you want to see come out of that legislative session in terms of education? Before I came in today, I was just telling you during the break, I walked for a few miles. I like this weather. It's crisp for some people, but being from Minnesota, I know it's not that far away, but I'm used to it and I love it.
I was just going to say, if you're from Minnesota, it feels like Barbados out there right now. It feels warm.
There you go.
Jeff Angelo.
That is cold, baby.
Hosts What You Need to Know, an AM radio talk show which Angelo has run for 13 years.
You have to give people some unique insight that are different than maybe how they're perceiving stuff.
On Angelo's show, he discusses politics and life as an Iowan.
This is such a unique position we're in as Iowans.
Angelo has endured many changes throughout his life, a career transitioning from politics to radio and watching the way people listen to his show.
There are podcasts, there are apps, there are YouTube videos.
But if one thing were to stay relevant and the same in Angelo's opinion, it's AM radio.
It's essential. I mean, AM radio is where all the conversation takes place and people connect with each other.
This comes at a time as car manufacturers like Volkswagen and Tesla discontinue or plan to remove AM radio from their electric cars. However, the format still serves an important purpose in Iowans' everyday lives.
When we issue tornado warnings or flash flood warnings, it all goes through the emergency alert system on AM radio.
The format has become more well-known for discussion and news, whereas FM radio has evolved to be primarily music-oriented.
I think it's going to stick around because I think that once we started talking about it on the air, legislators heard about it from consumers. And consumers really stepped up and say, are you kidding me that I might buy a car someday that doesn't have AM radio in it?
The future of AM radio remains up in the air, but for Angelo, he'll continue to be the man on the mic Iowans have enjoyed listening to for years.
10:49 already this morning. Wow, we've had a lot to talk about. And we're going to continue to talk about it.
In Des Moines, Connor O'Neill, Local 5 News.
Debate next on Need to Know.
Spirit in this place.
Hundreds of Perry residents came out to Weiss Park Thursday night for a prayer vigil hours after a fatal school shooting at Perry High School that hit the community hard.
It is an opportunity for us to remind each other that love always wins.
Christian ministers led the prayer vigil at first, but then students from Perry schools and members of the Perry community made remarks as well. Organizers passed around candles to families to shine a light at night following a dark day.
When you're a Christian, you just have to have your faith in God and pray for everybody here and keep going. And the town's never going to be the same for a while, but we'll get through it together.
Words of hope, words of comfort.
Residents who have lived in the Perry community all their lives say they've never witnessed anything like Thursday's school shooting.
I never thought this would ever happen in this little town of Perry, you know, but we've got to get through this together as a community, and we will.
And at this prayer vigil we were at tonight at Weiss Park, they were handing out hot cocoa, refreshments, there were therapy dogs there. They also handed out t-shirts showing that they're Perry strong, even in a difficult time. In Perry, Connor O'Neill, Local 5 News.